Hey everyone, guys, today we got some very exciting news for Emperor Palpatine from The Rise of Skywalker. Now, if you have seen videos on this before, honestly, these are going to be my personal thoughts about it. But if you have not seen The Rise of Skywalker, or you planning on buying this novel, being the expanded edition for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, please make sure to click off this video and go check out my other content. I'll give you 3 seconds. Alrighty, so Ian McDiarmid showed up at a recent Comic-Con last week in Burles and was basically asked a few questions about how his experience was with The Rise of Skywalker. And one of the fans in the crowd had asked Ian if Palpatine was in fact a clone within The Rise of Skywalker, and while Ian McDiarmid didn't confirm it, he didn't necessarily deny it either, but actually just 2 days ago, a couple people were able to get a hold on the expanded edition for Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker novel, and they posted one of the most biggest things that would have fixed the Rise of Skywalker film if they would have brought it in. So this is what it says. So Kylo peered closer. He'd seen this liquid before too when he'd studied the Clone Wars as a boy. The liquid flowing into the living nightmare before him is fighting a losing battle to sustain the Emperor's Puritan flesh. Now, that kind of confirms already that this Palpatine isn't the Palpatine that we've known within the prequels and the original trilogy, but this is what it goes on to say. Kylo asks, "What could you give me?" Emperor Palpatine lived after a fashion, basically referring to him being thrown into a reactor shaft of the Death Star 2 and blowing up, supposedly. And it goes on to say, and Kylo, who could feel in his very bones that this clone body sheltered the Emperor's actual spirit. It was an imperfect vessel through unable to contain the immense power. It couldn't last much longer. So that confirms that Emperor Palpatine was indeed a fact a clone, which a lot of people who, before going into The Rise of Skywalker, predicted that he was going to be a spirit or a clone, or somehow in just some way Palpatine literally survived. The actual Palpatine survived after the events of Return of the Jedi. And for me, I was thinking that he was going to be more of a spirit. I liked the idea of him being a clone, but I felt it would have been better if it was actually his spirit, because this one was, according to a lot of people, saying that The Rise of Skywalker was going to be a little bit more of a darker film, like The Revenge of the Sith. Not too dark, but a little dark. And I was thinking Palpatine was going to be a spirit, and the Death Star 2, Palpatine's spirit was calling to Rey, like the cave on Ahch-To. And basically somehow Palpatine possesses Rey in the Death Star wreckage somehow. I don't know why. But that was the original theory I had. Now, honestly, I do like the fact that Palpatine is a clone within this one. Honestly, this would have actually saved the film. And this also raises another question. Was the actual Emperor Palpatine the grandfather of Rey, or was this clone happen to be the grandfather of Rey? It's either the clone of Palpatine or the actual real deal. Honestly, that kind of raises a few questions about that. Hopefully this novel eventually will confirm that. So this does also explain why Palpatine was blind, disfigured, and was missing a few fingers, and looked like he was dying because he was put on life support. So, if you decide eventually within the future to cast your spirit into your clone, just make sure that you don't have immense unlimited power and have your clone go on life support, honestly. But yeah, my thoughts on this, honestly, this would have saved the film much better. It would have given us a better explanation of why Palpatine has returned in The Rise of Skywalker and how he returned. This would have been much better in the film, honestly. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. It was a quick news update for The Rise of Skywalker. And personally, now knowing this and the fact that this wasn't in the film, I have now decided to put The Rise of Skywalker at a 7 out of 10. Just because of the fact that of how they said within the film that Palpatine basically said, the dark side of the Force is a pathway to many abilities some to consider to be unnatural. Instead of saying, hey, I'm a clone and I'm dying, okay? So, but that's also pretty cool. I guess this is pretty cool that the fact that he is a clone and Kylo did study the Clone Wars and everything, and it's pretty cool. I might pick up this novel. I'm not 100% sure. It just depends on how everything goes within the following weeks. But that is pretty much it for this video, guys. Let me know your thoughts about Palpatine being a clone. Do you think that they should have done said within the film that he was a clone? Do you think that they shouldn't have just left it alone? What do you guys think about that in the comment section below, guys? Stay tuned for Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night for the 12th episode of the Q&A series, guys. Make sure I'll have that video in the link on the second link in the description below if you guys want to go check that out and give me some more questions. And also Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern time, there will be no segment. There's going to be no segment for Age on Class until next week. So see you guys next time. Ace Gamer out.